The Bad Batch Season 2 finale saw Tech sacrifice himself so that the rest of the squad could escape the Empire for the time being. It was an emotional and well-crafted scene that really added a lot to the finale, but so far fans have refused to accept his death, with there being a possibility, however small, that he has survived his fall and will reappear again. As I mentioned in my review for the two-part finale, his death is very reminiscent of Bucky Barnes as we see in the MCU, and it would make a lot of sense for his story to follow a similar path. In that story, Bucky falls to his presumed death in the Snowy Mountains, is discovered by Hydra, an extremist and scientific subsect of the Nazi Party at the time, and he's experimented on, turning him into the Winter Soldier, a renowned assassin throughout the ages. Now for Tech, he fell from a very far height, enough that it should kill someone, and as such is presumed dead by the Bad Batch. Despite Omega's pleading, Hunter has accepted the fact that Tech has died and refused to go back and look for him. And then we learn that Hemlock and his team searched the wreckage and supposedly only found the goggles. First off, only finding goggles would be a little weird, because the body, if he really is dead, should be there somewhere, unless his injuries are so minor that he was able to limp away. Now, the body could have been buried or broken into pieces, so it isn't exactly that far-fetched, but let's take another look at this. Hemlock, a doctor part of the Advanced Science Division, a subsect of the Empire focused on experimentation and science that was deemed too extreme even for the Empire. See what I'm getting at here? It would make sense that Hemlock would hide the survival of Tech from the Bad Batch, and instead choose to experiment on the injured clone. We don't know exactly what they're using clones for on Tantus, and why they have been experimenting on them, but I do have a theory that would somewhat include Tech. I've had the theory for a while that we'll eventually see either Death Troopers, or the first iterations of Dark Troopers, come out of Tantus. Death Troopers were an elite variant of Stormtroopers that acted as a protective detail for significant Imperial officers, as well as Special Assignment Commandos. They were highly trained and highly specialized, subject to a battery of physical tests and classified surgical enhancements that drastically enhanced their physical and mental attributes, such as their strength, speed, agility, reflexes, and stamina, pushing those attributes to far beyond human levels. The original Dark Troopers, on the other hand, were cyborg clone troopers with over 70% body parts replaced by mechanical components, with their cybernetic modifications including prosthetic limbs and organs and a life support system. Especially since, if he survived, Tech would still be very injured from his fall, he would need to undergo surgery to survive, and this may be where we see him turned into one of these. We know that the clones are being experimented on, and it would make sense that they're trying to turn them into some special form of soldier to be used by the Empire. It's up in the air, I think, over which it could be, but I think either is a possibility. And Tech's enhancements may make him the perfect subject to become the first of these. There may be something about his alterations that make him more suitable to be controlled or transformed. We know that Crosshair wants out of the Empire now, and will probably be rescued by the Bad Batch at some point next season. So then if this is true, Tech would take over as that brother turned antagonist for the story, except he has less of a choice in the matter. Crosshair had his chip removed and still chose the Empire over his squad, but the surgery done to Tech will likely give him no say in the matter, just like the Winter Soldier. Say a few words and their free will is gone, they just become a weapon to be used. Let me know what you think of this theory in the comments below. Remember to like the video, and subscribe for more coverage of the Bad Batch. As always, thank you all for watching, and remember, the Force will be with you. Always.